This drill worked perfectly before, but after sitting in use for a while, it won't turn on and the charger does nothing. Most people blame the tool, but the real issue is usually the battery. When a lithium battery stays fully drained too long, its protection circuit cuts power to protect the cells, putting the battery into a kind of sleep mode. Once you understand this, fixing it becomes much safer and clearer. To make sure no one thinks this result is staged, I'm using 2 clear verification steps. The first one involves a very simple tool, but it's extremely sensitive to electricity. If this bulb lights up, it proves the battery has an issue, and the drill itself is not the cause. So if you're feeling skeptical, pay close attention to this part. As you can see, the bulb doesn't light up at all. There's no reaction whatsoever. It's completely drained, with no sign of life left to respond to the current. That's why I prepared another removable battery that still works properly, so you can clearly see the difference here and understand exactly where the issue is. The light is on, exactly right. This clearly shows that my tool is working perfectly fine, with no issues at all. And to avoid any confusion later on, I'll clearly mark both removable batteries from this point forward. For the second verification step, I'll use this dedicated charger to test it. This will be the final confirmation of the result. The light has turned red like this, which means the removable battery is now charging. Now, this battery marked as bad tells a very different story. The indicator light doesn't change at all, which means the battery is 100% faulty. The very first step is always to remove the casing and clean the positive and negative contact slots of the removable battery. Quite often, the issue comes from debris stuck inside or long-term dust buildup, which lead to poor electrical contact and causes this problem. I'll be using WD-40, a multi-purpose lubricant that's very effective for cleaning and removing oxidation. At the same time, I'll combine it with fine sandpaper to clean the contact surfaces, allowing the electrical current to flow more smoothly. After cleaning, I'll use this voltage tester to check it. If the battery still shows even a bit of energy, there's no further repair needed. Just charge it and use it normally. It looks like this battery is more complicated than a typical case. After cleaning it and checking again with a voltage tester, I couldn't detect even the smallest amount of remaining energy inside. That tells us the issue isn't just dirty contacts. It's very likely the battery has entered a deep cutoff state triggered by a protection circuit. In a situation like this, normal charging methods simply won't work. That's why I've decided to move on to a more advanced repair step. Taking a closer look inside to see whether this battery can still be brought back to life. As it happens, I got an old laptop charger for my son, who's currently in college. He doesn't use it anymore, so he gave it to me, and now I'm going to turn this charger into a tool that helps revive a battery stuck in temporary power loss. Let's take a look at how it's done. To make sure this charger is still in good working condition, I'll check its output voltage before putting it to use. The reading shows close to 20 volts. Matching the charger's rating, so we can conclude it's working normally. Here are two alligator clips, a very common accessory in electrical work. They allow for quick, secure, and safe connections, especially useful when testing power or temporarily checking a battery. As you saw earlier, these two metal rings act as intermediate connectors, making it much easier to link the battery's positive and negative terminals. One important detail here is that I sand both sides of the metal rings. This creates better grip and ensures the new contact won't slip or slide out during the recovery process. That's why this step is absolutely essential. There's one very important thing you should keep in mind. The recovery time is extremely fast. The whole process takes just a little over 15 seconds, not long or complicated like many people expect. Those 15 seconds went by pretty fast. Now the real question is, when we check with the voltage tester, will we detect any remaining energy at all? Let's find out. And at this point, everything should be pretty clear, with a bit of patience, a proper understanding of the principles involved, and some very familiar tools. A battery that looks completely dead is often just temporarily shut down to protect itself. Many people run into this situation and immediately assume the battery is beyond saving. They replace the battery, or worse, give up on the tool altogether. But in reality, the problem isn't always that serious. Sometimes, a battery doesn't need to be replaced. It just needs to be understood and handled the right way. In this video, I didn't rush anything, and I didn't take unnecessary risks. Every step was checked and verified, making sure the process stayed safe, logical, and grounded in real reasons. And the result you just saw proves one simple thing. As long as you understand the cause, there's often still a way to recover. The most important takeaway here isn't the specific technique itself, but the mindset behind it. Before deciding that something is broken, take a little extra time to test it, understand it, and confirm what's really going on. If you're working with cordless tools, removable batteries, or any battery-powered device, I hope this video helps you avoid unnecessary mistakes, save some money, and feel more confident when troubleshooting problems on your own. And if you found this information useful, consider saving the video or sharing it with someone who might be facing the same issue. For me, that's more than enough. Saving one battery and helping one person better understand how things work is the perfect way to end this video.